Sometimes you have to give someone a deadline to get what you want. I mean, 2 years is long enough to know if you want to marry someone, right? Anyway, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy my stories. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Propose to me by Christmas or we're done, I tell him, without looking up from my phone. I've been planning this conversation for weeks and I'm not backing down. The ring I want is gorgeous. Princess cut, minimum 2 carats. I've already sent him the links multiple times. Clayton just stands there for a minute, processing like he always does, then says, understood in this flat voice that pisses me off. Like this is supposed to be romantic, not a business meeting. But whatever. At least he gets the message now. 3.5 weeks should be plenty of time to pull his head out of his ass. I explain about doing it at my parents' Christmas dinner because Lane got engaged at Thanksgiving last year, and Mom's been making these passive-aggressive comments about me still playing house ever since. I need this moment to be perfect. The whole family there, maybe even hire a photographer to capture it all. After he leaves, I immediately start planning. Pinterest board venue, research dress, shopping. I mean, once he proposes, we'll need to move fast. I'm thinking spring wedding maybe at that vineyard outside the city. I've already put deposits down on a few vendors. Nothing crazy, just securing our spot before other couples snatch up the good dates. Amelia thinks I'm getting ahead of myself, but she doesn't understand. She's never had a serious relationship. She works these crazy night shifts at the hospital, comes home exhausted in those ridiculous cat scrubs, and spends her free time watching Netflix. Sweet girl, but zero ambition when it comes to love. Between us, I think she's given up on finding someone. The next few weeks, I send Clayton constant updates, ring options, color schemes, timeline ideas. He responds with thumbs up emojis, which I take as agreement. I mean, what else could it mean? He's probably just busy with work. He does some kind of project coordination that seems to stress him out constantly. By mid-December, I've got everything mapped out. The dress costs $200, but it's worth every penny. The photographer wants $800 for the proposal shots, which is reasonable for something this important. Even the menu for the engagement party is planned out. Mom calls daily, asking about details, and I keep telling her to be patient. Lane keeps asking if I'm sure Clayton's on board with all this, which is annoying. Of course he's on board. He said, understood, didn't he? Sometimes I think she's jealous that I'm getting the Christmas proposal she always wanted. The only weird thing is that Clayton's been coming by the apartment more often when I'm not here. Amelia mentioned he dropped off groceries a few times, which is sweet but unnecessary. I can handle my own shopping. She said they watched some reality show together, which is whatever. She needs friends and Clayton's harmless enough. Plus it keeps her busy, so she's not moping around the apartment. 3 days before Christmas, everything's in place. The family's expecting the big moment. I've got the perfect outfit picked out, and my nails are freshly done. All Clayton has to do is show up with the ring and follow the script. How hard can that be? Christmas Eve afternoon. I'm at my parents' house getting everything ready. The dining room looks perfect. Mom even bought special champagne for the toast. Everyone's buzzing with excitement, asking when Clayton's arriving. I keep checking my phone, but he's running late. Where is he? Dad asked for the 3rd time, and I'm starting to get that tight feeling in my chest. Clayton's never late to family stuff. He's actually annoyingly punctual most of the time. Another one of his little quirks that usually drives me nuts. I text him, where are you? Everyone's waiting. No response. Clayton, seriously, are you coming or not? Still nothing. Finally, my phone buzzes. Not coming, we need to talk. I stare at the message, my heart hammering. This has to be some kind of joke. You're joking, Clayton. This isn't funny. Get here now. I'm breaking up with you. The words hit me like ice water. Breaking up today. In front of my entire family who's gathered here specifically for our engagement, I can barely breathe. My phone starts ringing immediately. It's him. I answer, trying to keep my voice steady because everyone's watching me. Clayton, are you insane? I'm not proposing. We're done. Everyone is here. My whole family. They're waiting for the proposal. You told them I was proposing. Of course I did. I already posted on Instagram that something exciting was happening tonight. My dress cost $400. I got my nails done. The photographer is set up. The conversation spirals from there. He's being completely unreasonable, talking about how this is about the ultimatum and treating our relationship like a business transaction. Like, what did he expect? We've been together 2 years. Of course, I want to get married. Then he drops the bomb. This is about her, isn't it, Amelia, my roommate? And I fucking know. All those times he came by when I wasn't there, the groceries, the reality TV. That little bitch has been working on him behind my back. You wasted 2 years of my life. I scream into the phone, not caring who hears me anymore. You wasted 2 years planning a wedding to someone who never proposed. He hangs up on me. Actually hangs up. I'm standing in my parents' dining room in my $400 dress, with my perfectly done nails surrounded by my entire family, who's been waiting for 2 hours for a proposal that's never coming. The photographer I hired is literally setting up in the corner. Mom looks mortified. Dad's confused. Lane's trying to act supportive, but I can see the pity in her eyes, and it makes me want to scream. I grab my purse and leave without explaining anything to anyone. Let them figure it out. The drive back to the apartment feels like a nightmare. My phone's blowing up with texts from family members, but I ignore them all. I need to get home and figure out what the hell just happened. When I pull into the parking lot, Clayton's car isn't there, but that doesn't mean anything. He could have parked somewhere else, could be upstairs right now, with that backstabbing roommate of mine. I take the elevator up, my hands shaking as I unlock the door. The apartment's quiet, but I can hear voices from the living room. Low, intimate voices. That's when it hits me. He didn't just break up with me. He's already moved on. With her. In my own apartment. I burst through the front door and there they are, Clayton and Amelia sitting on the couch like nothing happened. Like they didn't just destroy my entire life. Where is she? I demand, even though Amelia's right fucking there. Clayton stands up and I notice he looks different somehow. More confident. Like he's already moved on from 2 years with me. Lydia, we need to talk, he says in this calm voice that makes me want to slap him. We need to talk. We needed to talk before you humiliated me in front of my entire family. Amelia's just sitting there in those stupid cat scrubs looking guilty as hell. I want to grab her by her boring brown hair and drag her out of my apartment. You stole my boyfriend, I say to her directly. You're trash. I want you out. Pack your shit. You have 24 hours. I'm on the lease, she says quietly, which just pisses me off more. I don't care about the lease you've been sneaking around behind my back. Clayton steps between us. Lydia, stop. This isn't about Amelia. This is about us not being right for each other. Not right for each other. We've been together 2 years. I planned our entire future. You planned a wedding. You never asked if I wanted to marry you. You just demanded it. The accusation stings, because there's a tiny part of me that knows he's not completely wrong, but I push that thought away. I'm not the problem here. I gave you an ultimatum because you were taking forever to commit 2 years, Clayton. Most guys would have proposed by now. Most guys wouldn't have been treated like a prop in your Instagram fantasy. That hits different because it's not true. I mean, yes, I wanted nice photos and a beautiful proposal, but that's normal. Every girl wants that. This is about her, I say, pointing at Amelia. You've been having an affair. We watched TV twice. Amelia finally speaks up. That's it. He broke up with you before anything happened between us. Bullshit. You've been working on him for weeks, playing the sweet, innocent nurse while I was out planning our future. But I can see in their faces that they think I'm being crazy. Fine. If they want to play games, I can play games too. I grab my phone and start typing. I create a group text with Clayton, Amelia, and about 30 other people. Family, friends, coworkers, everyone who matters. Since Clayton is too cowardly to tell people himself, here's the truth. He dumped me on Christmas Eve in front of my entire family after 2 years for my roommate, Amelia. They've been having an affair. Both of them are disgusting. Please share so everyone knows what kind of people they are. I hit send before I can second guess myself. Clayton's staring at his phone in shock. Lydia, what did you just do? I told everyone the truth. That's not the truth, and you know it. But I'm already moving to the next phase. I email his boss, his coworkers, anyone I can think of. If he wants to destroy my life, I'll destroy his right back. You're going to regret this, I tell them both. Both of you. I grab some clothes and leave. I can't stay in that apartment with them. Can't look at Amelia's smug face or Clayton's disappointed expression. The next few days are a blur of rage and planning. I'm staying at my parents' house, and Mom keeps trying to get me to calm down and think rationally, which is infuriating. I am thinking rationally. Clayton and Amelia betrayed me, and they need to face consequences. I hire a lawyer and sue Clayton for $50,000, breach of promise, to marry emotional distress reimbursement for all the wedding preparations I made in good faith. The lawyer seems confident we have a case, but that's not enough. I drive by the apartment building early Christmas morning and confront Clayton in the lobby. Mom and Lane come with me for support. Give me back my ring, I demand. What ring? He has the audacity to ask. The ring you were supposed to give me. The one you bought for me. I never bought you a ring, Lydia. Liar. You proposed to her with my ring. He explains that he bought a completely different ring, a cheaper one, which just proves how little he valued our relationship. I wanted a $24,000 ring, something worthy of 2 years together. He bought her some $4,000 piece of garbage. The building security makes us leave, but I'm not done. I email his entire workplace explaining what kind of person he really is. Someone with no integrity, no moral judgment. His employer should know. When that doesn't work fast enough, I get creative. Amelia's car gets damaged, not by me directly, but I know people who know people. Home wrecker, carved right across the driver's side. She deserves worse. I call the hospital where she works and file a complaint. She's emotionally unstable, having inappropriate relationships. They need to investigate. Then I create a website and post everything. Photos, our relationship timeline, quotes from our fights. I present the real story of how he manipulated and gaslit me for 2 years before abandoning me on Christmas. The website gets taken down within hours, but screenshots live forever. People are sharing it, talking about it. Finally, the truth is getting out there. But then, the legal stuff starts going wrong. Clayton's lawyer sends a response that basically destroys my case. Apparently, you can't sue someone for breach of promise anymore. The emotional distress claim is weak. The wedding preparation costs are my own fault since he never agreed to marry me. My lawyer wants more money to continue fighting money I don't have because I spent everything on wedding preparations. The restraining order hearing is even worse. The judge reviews everything. The emails, the website, the damaged car, the hospital complaint, and acts like I'm the problem. Miss Patterson, did you do these things? He asks. He ruined my life. I explain, but apparently that's not a good enough answer. They grant Clayton and Amelia a restraining order against me. I can't go near them, can't contact them, can't even post about them on social media, like I'm some kind of stalker instead of a woman who got betrayed by the 2 people she trusted most. Outside the courthouse, I try to approach them one more time, but their lawyer stops me. Don't. You're violating the order already. But I hear Amelia say something to Clayton about how unstable I am, and I lose it. You're going to pay for this, I scream. Both of you. Security has to escort me away from the building. Me, like I'm the criminal here. 8 months later, I'm living with my aunt in Dallas because I can't afford the apartment anymore. And Mom was tired of the drama. The restraining order means I can't even drive by Clayton's building, and my social media is being monitored. But I still have friends. I still have ways of finding things out. Scott calls me with updates. Clayton and Amelia are engaged now, engaged after knowing each other for like 6 months total. It's disgusting how fast they moved, which just proves this was all planned from the beginning. They're having a small wedding in October, Scott tells me. Real low-key, just family. Of course they are. She probably doesn't want a real wedding because she knows she's a homewrecker. I try dating, but it's impossible. Every guy I meet, I end up comparing to Clayton. Not because I miss him, I don't, but because I'm trying to figure out if they're going to waste my time too. There's this one guy, Winston, who seems promising at first. Good job, nice car talks about wanting to settle down. But after 6 weeks, when I bring up moving in together, he gets weird. 6 weeks is pretty fast, he says. Clayton and I moved in together after 3 months. I'm not Clayton. No, you're not. He at least had the decency to waste 2 years of my life instead of 6 weeks. Winston stops calling after that. Men are all the same. They want all the benefits of a relationship without any of the commitment. The money situation gets desperate. I maxed out 2 credit cards on wedding preparations, and now I can't even make minimum payments. My credit score is shot. I have to move in with my aunt because I can't qualify for my own place. Lane barely talks to me anymore. She says I need to work on myself and take responsibility. My part? What part? Being in love. Wanting to get married, planning a future. Mom's even worse. She keeps saying things like, maybe this is a blessing in disguise and you'll find someone better. But I don't want someone better. I wanted the life I planned. The worst part comes when I run into Clayton's mom at the grocery store. She's buying ingredients for what looks like a dinner party, and when she sees me, she actually smiles. Lydia, how are you, honey? For a second, I think maybe she doesn't know what happened. Maybe I can salvage something here. I'm doing well, Mrs. Thompson. How's Clayton? Oh, he's wonderful. Did you hear he's getting married next month? To the sweetest girl. She's a nurse, works nights, very dedicated. They're so happy together. The words hit me like a physical blow. She knows exactly what happened, and she's rubbing it in my face. That's great, I manage. Yes, it is. You know, I always worried that Clayton wasn't with the right person before. But now I can see the difference. Real love doesn't need ultimatums or demands. It just flows naturally. She pats my arm with fake sympathy and walks away, leaving me standing there in the cereal aisle shaking with rage and humiliation. That night, I sit in my aunt's spare bedroom scrolling through social media on a fake account. The wedding photos are already up. Small ceremony, just like Scott said. Amelia looks radiant in a simple dress that probably cost less than my nails did for the proposal that never happened. Clayton looks genuinely happy in a way I never saw in our 2 years together. The comments are all congratulations and heart emojis. So beautiful. Perfect couple. You can see how much they love each other. Look, maybe I went too far with some things. Maybe the website and the emails were a bit much. But he pushed me to it. 2 years of my life, 2 years of planning and dreaming and building a future, and he threw it all away for some random roommate he barely knew. I spent $18,000 on a wedding that never happened. I destroyed my credit, my relationships with my family, my reputation. I'm 29 years old, living with my aunt, working retail to pay off debt from a life that never existed. And Clayton, he gets the fairy tale ending with someone who never had to fight for it, never had to demand it, never had to plan it. She just existed, and he chose her. The truth is, I'll never understand how that's fair. I did everything right. I communicated my needs, I set boundaries, I made my expectations clear, but somehow I'm the one who ended up with nothing while they get to live happily ever after. I close the laptop and stare at the ceiling. Tomorrow, I'll apply for more jobs, maybe try another dating app, keep pretending that I'm moving on. But deep down, I know the truth. Some people get the life they planned for, and others get left behind to watch it happen to someone else. And there's nothing fair about any of it.